Good morning, pregame crew. How are you doing? It is Wednesday, September 27th, 2023, 6:20 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Let me say hello to my friends and do an audio-visual check. Thank you, Rob. Hi, Shake and Bake. Greg, Marvin, I hope everything goes well today for Lou Lane. Hey, Hector. Night Truck, thank you. Hey, Tom, Sir Fernando, Card Lady, Carlos, Ray, Greg, Geo Guitar, B-Hawk, Topher. Hey, Scott and Basque, good morning. Hey, Tess. I'm glad you're all here. Hey, Jessica, in my favorite town in the whole wide world, which I haven't visited the whole wide world, but what I have visited, you're in my favorite town. Hey, Changa, Mary, Brian. 99 Slacker. Well, you're up at 6:20 in the morning Mountain Time. I don't think you're a slacker. Overall, market is weak. I guess I'll be Captain Obvious today. Potential 4-hour bear flag. Yesterday morning, we had that discussion about the bounce here on this day, which was problematic Monday, and it cooled off RSI. No, not that one. This one right here. This is the bounce that made me bearish yesterday because it cooled off RSI and gave bears room for another leg down. Hey, Mike. It's just crazy that y'all are all over the world and we're all huddled together. I wonder how many countries. Hey, put in chat what country you are in. I would love to know. I see Guten Morgen. I'm assuming that's German. Not sure. Just found out my grandmother was from Germany. My dad was adopted. Hey, Scotty. Good morning to you. Canada, Mars, Greg, same. Canada, Italy, Mary in the good USA. Is it Uruguay or Uruguay? I should know that. That's embarrassing. But you know what? This is what I do every day. I embarrass myself. Colombia, Switzerland. Oh, I want to visit Switzerland. It's at the top of my list. Norway. Okay, do y'all have any chart requests? Let me go back up to the top. I jump on early because I'm addicted to y'all and I want to do a couple chart requests and get my TA muscles warmed up. I've only looked at St. George, Tom, on Zillow. I've looked at homes in St. George. So beautiful. Scotty and his gold obsession. Gold is weak. Tim, I can't think of any off the top of my head. You could probably go over to Twitter. I follow some people on Twitter. It doesn't mean that they're great. Some of them I probably need to clean up, but I'll have to think about that. $18.84 is your number. $18.84.82. That is last month's low. Then you're looking down at $18.04. It is super weak right now. We're at the weekly 50 MA. Actually, fun fact, charting man Dan, he just grabbed a gold position, so he is bottom fishing. This 1884 support. Daily is not oversold. 4-hour is. Hourly is pretty beat up. I guess you could bottom fish 1884. Hey, Jim. Romania. Hey, Tamazon. I hope you're doing great. PLTR. It has some high pre-market volume. Inside bar yesterday. This large weekly head and shoulders. Here. Breaks bear below 1356. This is squeezing on the hourly chart. This is pretty interesting. It's been going sideways for 4 trading days. I guess you could try a long against yesterday's low, using yesterday's low as your stop. On a bounce, you're just looking for a lower high. So I don't know if, should you be going long or short here? I think short. And therefore, I can't make up my mind, and therefore, I wouldn't take a trade on it. You could play this daily inside bar, just play the break. That's what you could do, play the break. Either up or down, just play it. Hello. Brian, shorting gold here is what I call shorting in the hole. You don't want to short something in general, generally speaking, that is oversold like this. 4-hour RSI is 20. So you have monthly support coming up here at 1886 on futures. You just don't want to short in the hole. That's an interesting head and shoulders on the monthly. You see that? Broke bear. In general, just generally speaking, you want to wait for a bounce to short so you get better positioning. And then the bigger question is, if you were to short here, you probably have success because the trend is down. Where would you put your stop? If you were wrong, where would you be wrong? And your stop would be pretty far away. And that's another reason when things are extended that you don't want to jump in. At least I don't. CMPS. $760 weekly support is holding. Nice squeeze on the weekly. This is a psychedelic name, I believe. Looking for a daily lower high on a bounce. And bears will probably be looking for a top fish against yesterday's high. Pretty weak. Okay. UBS is looking for a weekly high or low, 4 hours oversold. I don't know what type of news they had. DOJ probes. Yeah, I don't know the news related on this one. I don't know that I would be looking to buy a dip. RSI means a lot less when it's news related. CGC doesn't look good. I actually have it on the Queen of the Mountain trade today. We have an hourly potential head and shoulders here. And we already broke the neckline here. So technically it's more of a diamond bearish reversal pattern. On the daily, we're looking for a lower high. So CGC, I would be bearish on. Did it have news? Why is it bouncing? Is it 92 cents last time I looked at it? Interesting. I think it's a top fish against yesterday's high. I'm going to remove it from my list because I don't want to trade something that I don't know the news fully. Oh, that's right, Mary. Thank you for that. Dan talked about it on the video yesterday. It's supposed to be a vote for the SAFE Act affecting marijuana. We have VIX that's spiking right now as the market's coming down. Core durable goods came out higher than anticipated. Looks like it's being perceived bearishly. Tomorrow we have GDP and Fed Chair Powell speaks. So that's two important things tomorrow. Y'all ready to get this show on the road? Let's do it. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori, and I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, that'd be lovely, at Chart Gal Lori. And 1 second. Sorry about that. Thought my husband was choking. So we have a webinar tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, a guide to better entry techniques. Chart guy Joey, Jungle Funk, will be doing this webinar. And if you want to sign up for it, it's pinned right here at the top of chat. You don't have to watch it live. You can sign up for it and it will be sent to your email afterwards. So even if you can't watch live, go sign up for that. All right, as far as economic events, we have data at 10 a.m., 30 minutes after the market opens. We need to remember. And then I go over this table, and I have notes that are off screen. Actually, they're not off screen. They're on screen. Now they're off screen. I have notes that are off screen. I copy and paste for TCG members when I am done. We have a few green checks this morning, just a few. And so I guess the green is the glimmers of hope. So we have the key daily moving average of 200 MA right below price. Let's go to ES. The purple line, we are right there. The purple moving average, that's the daily 200 simple moving average. We are there. Knock, knock. 4-hour potential bear flag. The glimmers of hope, or the 200 MA support, and then Bitcoin. Bitcoin's having a super bullish morning. I think they had some news. I'm not sure. I saw some ETF news. But either way, Bitcoin is getting a massive push. Sometimes, not all the time, sometimes it can be a canary. That's why I have it highlighted blue. Is this some type of hope that the market should have? I hope yesterday I kept you out of trouble with trying to go long the market with my commentary yesterday morning on the market. Let's see if I can keep you out of trouble again. Y'all, this is a 4-hour bear flag. We'll know more when the market opens and we get real volume behind these bounces. But this bounce was on low volume overnight. So I don't trust it. And this 4-hour bear flag screams volumes to me. And we have to believe the chart. When a chart shows you who they are, believe them. If the chart shows you that it's super bearish, believe it. Bounces are for shorting until bulls prove otherwise. Yep, trading view, correct. All right, NASDAQ, 4-hour bear flag. And we're not close to the 200 MA yet on NASDAQ, just something to remember. 14,700 is your synthetic next support below the low of overnight. And then we're looking down at 1462750. NASDAQ really dropped the ball yesterday and led to that extreme selling that we saw it open yesterday. So 4-hour bear flag. Let's see if bulls could possibly get an hourly higher low. Excuse me. See if they can get an hourly higher low. Same thing for ES. They've bounced enough to give themselves room for that higher low. Let's see if they can do it. They have bounced enough. Look at that. All right. RTY. Shocker. Potential 4-hour bear flag below 8 EMA. Dow. Potential 4-hour bear flag. We lost 34,000 yesterday. So your next support, you're looking down at 33351. VIX broke the weekly resistance yesterday, but as I've been reminding you, we have a few days left in this candle. This candle doesn't close until Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So this candle body could still close below this resistance line. It did break weekly resistance, but not the trend line definitively yet, and the weekly 50 MA is overhead. I would call this, let me type this out here, at weekly 50 MA overhead. and trendline resistance. I would say that is a small glimmer of hope for bulls. But would you rather be trading glimmers of hope or established trends? I would say established trends. So we are in reverse back burner mode, meaning we're just looking for overbought conditions to short until the bulls prove otherwise. Hang Seng was green overnight, got a little bounce. Oh, DAX. DAX is almost green. It was definitely more red earlier. All right, Bitcoin. Daily 50 MA is overhead. It has not been above the daily 50 MA since July 24th. July 24th. This has been some serious resistance. So I wouldn't expect it to be any less resistance this time. We'll see if bulls can finally get over it. 4-hour higher high. An uptrend. And Ethereum. Daily 50 MA is farther away. 4-hour uptrend. And it was crazy. The crypto names were not seeing the same bullishness. I guess they're getting a little more bullish right now. So it's getting a little bit of a bounce here. It's getting over yesterday's high. So this may be a good name to go long today if Bitcoin continues with this bullishness. Coin and Riot. I would not be playing MARA long. From my recollection, they had dilution, so I tend to stay away from those names to the long side. All right, dollar is still a big old headache. No slowing, none, zero, zilch, denada. So here, Dan was posting, looking back, mini tops daily RSI 78 to 80 the last 5+ years. It's currently at 76. So if you look at historical RSI on the daily, this has been an area where we typically pull back. Let's see. 78, 76, 78. So we'll see, but the dollar is a headwind for the market. Metals, their time to shine will be when the dollar sits down on its behind. Said that yesterday, same thing. Gold, yep, I'm looking for a bounce on gold. It'd be great and lovely, but the dollar has to sit its butt down. SGN, thank you. Thank you. Hey, Sarah. Cape Town, South Africa. Wow. Y'all are just some really cool, captivating, interesting people. We're like, in Louisiana, you're required to take Louisiana history in all of your classes. Like kindergarten through 12th, I had to take it. And even in college, I had to take Louisiana history. And they would call New Orleans the melting pot. We had to learn all the different, the quarters, why it was named that. What's the history of Mardi Gras? Why do we have Napoleonic Code? And then we would go through New Orleans being a melting pot where it had all these different cultures. You know, you could go to one area and get French and then the other area Creole. And I felt like we're one big New Orleans here. We are the melting pot. We've got so many different people from so many different walks of life. And I'm just glad you're here. Hey, look, Adrian and Sarah, y'all may need to hook up. MSTR Gary, I see that you asked for that. It looks like it's bouncing a little bit from Bitcoin strength. This may be a good lagger play to Bitcoin pop. One sloppy chart. Sloppy. I don't know that I could play that. So dollar is a headwind. Gold. Dollar is raining on gold's parade. Gold is set up so well. Look at this squeeze on the monthly. So well. Sitting on the monthly 50 MA. We couldn't get over the weekly 250 MA and we're rejecting. Gold won't have its time in the sun until the dollar can sit down. Baba, I thought, was a falling wedge this morning. I was looking at this earlier. I thought this was a pretty decent falling wedge look. So the market can get a bounce going. This may be a good long. I would treat yesterday like a daily, like an inside bar. Weekly low or low, looking for a monthly high or low. Okay. I'm all over the place today, and this is how many apologies I have for it. 0. No apologies. I am who I am. Oil. If you've been in this chat since June, July, and on this show, you've heard me say, I think oil is going to $100 by the end of the year. I've said it multiple times, and I've told you this is the prettiest chart out there on the weekly. And oil continues to shine. Gold wishes it could shine like this. Oil is extremely bullish and beautiful, and it is approaching resistance of 92.81. Despite how beautiful I think this is, we do have inventory today at 10:30. Don't forget Eastern. I think a 92.81. If we could pause on the 15-minute using the lower time frame for the entry, we could possibly get a top fish. Speaking of time frame and entries, we have a webinar. It's pinned here. Don't forget about it. A guide to better entries with Jungle Funk. So this thing is just beautiful. You know how you're staring at your kids, your babies, and they're just so beautiful, and you say to yourself, I just can't. Gosh, you're so beautiful. I just can't. Well, that's what I think about when I look at this oil chart. Gosh, you're so beautiful. So beautiful. The daily head and shoulders played out. We got that short earlier, and then now it's back up testing resistance. So pretty. You're welcome, Gary. Hey, Bennett. Gosh, you know what? If y'all would like a show where I do nothing but chart requests and I answer every single ticker request, where I do a show like maybe midday or something for the public, if you would like that, put a 1 in chat, where I just go and answer all of your chart requests. I personally, when I'm listening to another technical analyst, someone that I look up to, I want them to tell me what they're looking at versus what I have or what I'm looking at, because I want to see what's interesting to them. But if that's something you'd be interested in, put a 1 in chat. All right, so I've already gushed over oil. Okay, gush, Nat gas. Nat gas, it shows it's up 9%, but we had a settlement date today on Nat gas. So theoretically, it's only up 1.74%. Well, not theoretically, that is what it's up. So futures show up 9%, but we just had rollover. And I don't know what backwardation contango is happening here. I am not an expert on backwardation, but Night Truck, you're so kind. Dang it, I have the nicest people in here. So I'm still looking at this Nat gas 3-day. Nope, here. 3-day 50 MA that's overhead, and we have this high compression squeeze happening. Nat gas is setting up for a very, very explosive move. And the move that we're having right now is not that move yet. And when I say explosive, it could be to the downside as well. It's just, it has some incoming volatility. Look at all those 1s. Well, then I'll have to do it. That would be fun. Apple. Apple lost weekly support of 171.96. Okay, but y'all know Apple likes to do this. Look below and fell, look above and fell. Apple does this on the regular. Who else does it? NEO. Who else does it? Nat gas and oil. Oil, nat gas, NEO, and Apple love to break resistance or support and then reverse. It happens all the darn time. So we looked below yesterday, 171.96 by 30 cents. We broke double weekly inside bars bearish. And we broke by 30 cents, the weekly support. So at this point, I'm considering this a hold of support because we know how Apple likes to behave. And I'm using extended hours because Apple has enough volume. Look at all y'all. That's a lot of ones. Y'all really want that show. Well, then I'm going to have to do it. And yeah, hit the like button. Okay, so Apple, despite the NASDAQ 4-hour potential bear flag, I like Apple for a long compared to the low of yesterday because of risk to reward. We want to, I don't mean to be Captain Obvious again, we want to buy at support and sell at resistance. And I like to call support areas or zones because exactness kills. Is that what Dalton says? I believe that's what he says. Exactness kills. He has been in the market for over 35 years, I believe, and he says exactness kills. So especially with Apple. So we have to recognize this is Apple's regular behavior. A 30-cent bear break does not a bear break make on Apple. So I like it long against yesterday's support down here because I want to buy at support. Tell him, Rob. All right. So speaking of zones and areas, wouldn't you say that Amazon held the area? And don't get it twisted, y'all. This is a super bearish move. Y'all look at that 8 and 21 EMA separation. When we talk about slope of the EMA, so TEMA, does it get any more bearish than that? That's almost a straight line, that 8 EMA. That's how fast we're accelerating to the downside. So we held this area 125, 126, but I would not give Amazon a lot of rope. Amazon is a great reverse back burner today. Meaning wait for 5 or 15-minute overbought conditions in regular trading hours for potential top fish. Amazon was down 4%. That is huge. What's the market cap? 1 trillion. So what is that? 4 billion? It lost billions of dollars of market cap yesterday. 4% is a huge down move on Amazon. So reverse back burner with all of this weakness. We'll see if it can hold 125, but I'd feel more comfortable shorting a bounce versus going long down here because of its extreme weakness. Back to Apple, it was down 2% yesterday. And the market was down 1.47%, so comparable. Yet Amazon was down 4%. So bounces are for shorting with Amazon. Nvidia. I have not touched this chart as far as lines. Well, I guess I did. I'm lying. I moved the yesterday high and yesterday low. But I had these lines yesterday telling y'all this is an ideal daily bear flag. And I said, this is exactly what I said yesterday. Even if it gets a higher high, I would still be looking for a daily bear flag if that higher high doesn't get followed through. And I said by $1. And it got it by a little less than $3. So that part I wasn't right on. But this still looks like a classic bear flag on Nvidia. So I think that Nvidia is a reverse back burner. You wait for 5 and 15-minute overbought conditions during regular trading hours for potential top fish. Someone was squeezing it yesterday too. So let me show you what I mean. So yesterday, Nvidia, I posted, has a bit of a gamma squeeze right out the gate. There was someone repeatedly buying 440, so that's above price, calls for this Friday, same week expiration, above current price. So when that happens and they buy a ton of options, the market makers, institution, whomever it is, they have to go buy the underlying in order to hedge this options position. And then it creates a gamma squeeze. And that's what happened yesterday. Gamma squeezes happen every day. And I don't look for it every day, but when it's super obvious, like yesterday, this push was created by options buyers. I just think all that's interesting and fun. Hello, Joka. Average guy, you need to write lines, okay? Because you're late. Just kidding. Okay, so that was my Nvidia speech. Dang, I'm so slow today. Tesla. What time frame was I on yesterday? This one. Do y'all remember when I drew this yesterday? I said I would pick Tesla as a long yesterday because of this inverse head and shoulders and RSI. That played out pretty well, didn't it? At least out the gate it did. Nice pop. So we're opening up inside yesterday's range. It would not shock me at all for us to have an inside bar. Potential daily inside bar, because we're right smack dab in the middle of yesterday's very large range. So just be careful. Don't get chopped up with Tesla today trying to trade it if it's going to stay in the middle of yesterday's range, because you're going to have a lot of misdirection on shorter term time frames as bulls and bears probe liquidity. I should get a tattoo with that. Yep, 4 hour, right? Yep. Okay, Meta. Meta is the strongest as far as the names that I watch, the strongest tech name out there. We are inside last week's range, meaning we did not break last week's low yet in 2 days of trading. We had a daily inside bar yesterday, despite everybody else breaking down and losing their marbles. Meta just went sideways. So the daily 50 MA is right overhead. And we're squeezing. You see the hourly chart? We're squeezing. I like Meta for a long. You see how we're holding the 50 RSI? I like it for a potential long. So gap rules apply. So right now, we are opening up within yesterday's range. If we were to gap above before 7:30 or 9:30 Eastern, then gap rules would apply to see if we can hold yesterday's highest support. And y'all can trade 300 on Meta until the cows come home. It's been rejecting there. I posted it yesterday right here. I posted it the day before that. It's just been great support and resistance. 300 Meta magnet. So daily inside bar here to play. I would play the break only to the long side. I wouldn't play this to the short side. This is a stronger name, but that's just me. Shop. Okay. This name is weak, but we're holding weekly support. 51.20. We held it by 17 cents yesterday. 4 hours oversold. Y'all with me? We're looking for a possible weekly higher low, and 4 hour is oversold. That's typically the area where we look for it. So if these 4 hour bear flags don't pan out for the market, this could be a good dip buy name, possibly. UNH, who traded it yesterday, that worked out well, didn't it? Weekly lower high is what we were looking for. And we had this rising wedge going into that weekly resistance. So yesterday, this was Queen of the Mountain trade for a short, and I like it still. Potential bear flag now. So we had a rising wedge here, and now we have potential bear flag. I like UNH short. Walmart, I like short. Did y'all see Target yesterday? Hey, Nugget, are you here? I don't think I've seen Nugget, Lori Carlson. So yesterday, Target closes 9 stores across 4 states due to theft and crime. And then Lori shorted it on that news, and she made good money. So that was Target news. So now I'm focusing on Walmart based on the shrinkage problem they have at Target. I was in the pool. We're looking for a daily lower high on Walmart. That's the more likely scenario. I like Walmart for a break of yesterday's low. So 162.35, we're already breaking it. So now this becomes the gap. And y'all know what to do. Look at the squeeze here on Walmart. And their options are pretty good. They're cheap. So I like, well, let me draw it out. It's easier. What I'm looking for is a small bounce, resist yesterday's low, and then I'd like a short. So I like Walmart short, UNH short. I like Shop long, only against support, and Meta long. Carlos, you got it? Oh, BT, I use TD Ameritrade. You gotta hate the shrinkage. All right, let's see. AI. You know, every day I try to sneak in a little something, something, and it's usually a hip hop reference. Today it was a Seinfeld reference, but I try to sneak it in and see who's listening. We're possibly losing the weekly 50 MA. We're looking for a monthly high or low. Daily's oversold. That's typically the area where you look for it. Hey, Bijan, how are you? So nice meeting you in Colorado. I swear that was like the highlight of my year, was going to Boulder. It was so fun. I don't see a meaningful long on AI just based on oversold alone. I would want price to prove something to me. Bulls haven't proven a thing. I did MSTR earlier. It could be a good one with Bitcoin strength, IONQ. Looking for a weekly high or low compared to 1219. You got to have some bulls with you on a trade. I mean, it's a great idea. It double top with 1368, 1369. It's a great idea, but you got to have somebody with you on the trade. You can have all the ideas in the world, but trading is a team sport. It's an individual sport, but as far as moves, we need a group of people, and there is zero interest in this name. Look at this volume. Zero. It's just, yeah, not good. All right, that's it for me. Thank you for being here. Dan will be live in 2 minutes. We have 3 live shows a day in our room. If you want to check us out at chartguys.com. Don't forget about the webinar. The link is right here pinned at the top of YouTube chat. If you want to join for Joey to go over a guide to better entry techniques free webinar tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. Give me a follow on Twitter at ChartGuyLori. Just do all the things. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notify button. Just hit a button and be nice. You don't know what people are dealing with that you're interacting with at work or in your personal life, at school. Be nice. All right, use stop losses.